The words on my phone screen blurred as blood rushed to my head. Unit 4B will need to be vacated by Sunday. Amelia has priority, she's starting a family. My father's message sat above a stream of congratulations from my siblings. My brother Brandon, finally. Lauren's been wasting that space for years. My mother, Amelia, want me to measure for curtains before Lauren's things are gone. And my sister, already sharing renovation plans for what had been my home for 3 years. I gripped the edge of my desk so hard my knuckles went white as the family group chat continued to ping with excited messages. The casual disposal of my living situation unfolded in real time, each notification like a physical blow. The property deed document on my computer screen, the one showing me as the sole owner of the entire building, reflected the blue light of my phone as my family cheerfully dismantled my life without bothering to consult me. My name is Lauren, I'm 32 and a commercial real estate acquisitions director. This is the story of how I forced my family to finally acknowledge my existence after years of looking through me. For as long as I could remember, I'd been the invisible middle child, reliable, responsible, and utterly forgettable. At family gatherings, I was background noise, my accomplishments met with distracted nods while my siblings' smallest achievements warranted champagne toasts. I'd learned to use that invisibility strategically, building my life while no one was watching. I clicked through to the property management portal for Parker Holdings LLC, the company I'd established 6 years ago when I started investing my savings. The building at 847 Westlake Avenue appeared on screen, 12 units of mixed commercial and residential space. Purchase price, $2.8 million. Current value, $4.1 million. Owner, Lauren Parker via Parker Holdings LLC. Including the 2-bedroom corner unit on the 4th floor where I currently lived. The apartment my family believed belonged to some nebulous family investment they somehow had authority over. I accessed the building security system and examined the active key cards for my apartment, mine, Mom's emergency spare, Amelia's just-in-case copy, and one Dad had made without permission last year. My phone buzzed again with another message from my father. Lauren, your mother and I have discussed this thoroughly. Amelia and Tyler need an affordable place to start married life. You're established in your career now, finding another place should be simple for you. Established was one way to put it. At 32, I was the youngest acquisitions director at Cornerstone Commercial Real Estate, with a personal portfolio of 7 properties worth a combined $12 million. But to my family, I remained the quiet middle child who'd stumbled into a decent job. My mother's message appeared next. We are doing you a favor, really. Time to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Maybe get a roommate. Learn to budget better. Budget better. The words sent a surge of heat through my chest. I'd been financially independent since 23, putting myself through business school while working full-time. Meanwhile, Amelia was 28, still on our parents' phone plan, with her car insurance paid from the family account. I sent a brief message to my property manager William. My family is attempting to evict me from Unit 4B under the mistaken impression they have authority to do so. They have unauthorized key cards. Please deactivate all cards except mine, effective immediately, and update building security. William responded within minutes. Done. Building security has been notified. Should I send formal lease violation notices to the unauthorized card holders? Not yet, I replied. Let's see how this plays out. The family chat continued to buzz with activity. Amelia, don't make this harder than it needs to be. Mom says you're being stubborn. Brandon, typical Lauren, always complicating everything. Dad, Lauren, I'm calling building management tomorrow to ensure a smooth transition. Have your belongings packed by Saturday. I took screenshots of both the property deed showing Parker Holdings LLC as the sole owner with my name as the only member and manager and my lease agreement. I saved them but didn't send them. Not yet. Thursday morning, my phone erupted with calls from Dad while I was in a meeting discussing an $8 million mixed-use development acquisition. I let it go to voicemail. His message was 2 minutes of confusion and anger. Lauren, I just spoke with building management. They're saying I don't have authorization to discuss the property. They won't even confirm tenant information. What kind of operation are they running? Call me back immediately. I texted, in meetings all day. We'll call tonight. By Thursday afternoon, Amelia had apparently tried to access the building to take measurements and found her key card deactivated. The family chat exploded. Amelia, building management disabled my access. Fix this. Mom, Lauren, are you behind this? Answer your phone. Brandon, she's being petty. Typical. Dad, I've left 3 messages with the property manager. No response. Lauren, call me now. I muted the chat and finished my workday, closing a deal that would add another $350,000 to my annual income. At 6:15 p.m., I called Dad back. What's going on with the apartment? He demanded without greeting. What about it? I asked, my voice deliberately calm. Don't play games. Building management has locked us out and won't discuss the property with me. They are following standard privacy protocols. Property management companies can't discuss properties or tenants with unauthorized parties. I'm not an unauthorized party. I'm your father. Which doesn't give you legal authority over my housing, I explained. The management company is doing their job. This is ridiculous. Put me in touch with your landlord. I paused, feeling a strange calm wash over me. I am the landlord. The silence stretched for several seconds. What are you talking about? He finally asked, his voice quieter. I own the building. All of it. Including my apartment. Another long silence. That's impossible. You can't afford a building like that. I own 7 buildings, Dad. The one I live in is just one of them. You're making this up. I'm not. I've owned 847 Westlake Avenue for 3 years through my company, Parker Holdings LLC. I'm the sole owner and member of that company. Why would you lie about something like this? I haven't lied about anything. You all assumed I was house sitting or renting. You never asked, so I never corrected you. Dad's voice hardened. We'll discuss this as a family. Tonight. 8 p.m. When I arrived at my parents' house that evening, everyone was already there. Mom and Dad sat at the dining room table looking stern. Amelia was red-eyed and angry. Brandon leaned against the wall with his arms crossed. Their faces showed a mix of disbelief, anger, and most interestingly, calculation. I sat down and placed a folder on the table. Explain yourself, Mom demanded. There's not much to explain. I own the building where my apartment is located. I purchased it 3 years ago through my real estate holding company. I own 7 properties in total, currently valued at approximately $12 million. That's ridiculous, Brandon scoffed. Where would you get that kind of money? I met his gaze steadily. I've been investing in real estate since I was 25. I started small, reinvested profits, leveraged my first properties to acquire more. It's what I do professionally every day, Brandon. The difference is I do it for myself as well as my clients. And you've been hiding this from us. Mom's voice trembled with what sounded like hurt but looked more like calculation behind her eyes. I haven't hidden anything. I've been private about my finances, which is my right. None of you have ever asked about my work or investments with genuine interest. So what you're saying, Dad interjected, his business mind finally engaging, is that you own the apartment Amelia needs. I own the apartment where I live, I corrected. And I have no intention of moving out. But we already promised Amelia, Mom began. You promised something that wasn't yours to give, I interrupted. That's not my problem. How can you be so selfish? Amelia cried. I'm your sister. And I'm a person with property rights. Being related doesn't entitle you to my home. Dad leaned forward, trying a different approach. Lauren, we had no idea you were so successful. We are proud of what you've accomplished. But family helps family. Surely you can find another place easily with your resources. I already have a place. The place I own. The one I've lived in for 3 years. So you're just going to keep all this money and property to yourself? Brandon asked incredulously. It's my money and my property, Brandon. I earned it. What exactly do you think you're entitled to? We are family. Mom insisted, as if that explained everything. Being family doesn't create automatic access to my assets, I said firmly. I don't owe any of you housing, money, or use of my properties. This is so typical, Brandon muttered. Lauren always thinks she's better than everyone. I don't think I'm better than anyone, I replied evenly. I just refuse to be treated like a resource for you to exploit. The argument continued for another hour, with accusations of selfishness from them and assertions of boundaries from me. Eventually, I left, knowing the fallout would continue for weeks. And it did. The family chat remained muted. Invitations to family gatherings carried an edge of guilt and manipulation. Mom told relatives I was going through something and needed prayers. Through it all, I continued building my portfolio. 3 weeks after our confrontation, William texted me, 2 applications for vacant units. One is from an Amelia Parker. Should I process normally? I wasn't surprised Amelia had found the vacancy. All available units were listed publicly on the building's website where anyone could see them. Process normally, I replied. No special treatment either way. William knew to inform me about Amelia's application because I had previously explained the situation with my family to him, and he recognized the Parker surname. Amelia's application was denied. Her debt-to-income ratio was too high, and she had late payments on her credit report from the previous year. She texted me directly, "You rejected my application? The property management company rejected your application based on standard tenant criteria. I don't personally review applications. You could override it." I could, but I won't. Those criteria exist for a reason. I hate you. You're allowed to feel that way. 3 weeks later, Amelia and Tyler found an apartment across town, smaller than mine and slightly more expensive, but theirs. Their wedding had gone ahead as planned, but their dreams of starting a family would need to wait until they found more stable footing. Mom communicated only through holiday coordination texts. Dad occasionally sent articles about family wealth management with pointed subject lines. But I kept my apartment with its floor-to-ceiling windows, my building with its steady rental income, and my boundaries intact. They'd said, "Pack your things," not knowing I owned the building. Now they knew, and everything had changed except my lease, which remained exactly as it had always been. The family that had looked through me for decades could finally see me clearly. And what they saw was a woman who would no longer be dismissed.